Hello, everyone. Welcome to another live stream. And I should have maybe written some notes down, for this review, but it'll be more of a live chat discussion because Star Wars, any Star Wars film, is not the kind of film that you can review and then just move on from. It's going to be a lot of discussion about this film. So, hello, welcome. Let's see who's in the chat. JL says Doomcock was right. I've not seen any of his Doom. I never saw any of the leaks videos talking about leaks. I didn't care. Just went in and saw this today. Mr. Grumpy, Danny Neva, Gregor. So I'm not sure how many people will be coming in because it is Thursday. Still it's afternoon for most of you. So I'll tell you what happened, right? So I went to see this at the Odeon Cinema here in Glasgow, and first of all, right, I walk in, and one of the staff members recognises me. She's like, "You're that guy from YouTube." I was like, "Oh shit!" So I got recognised. It's a weird feeling because it's like some random strangers like, "Oh, you're the guy on YouTube." So that was funny, and she was like, she was honest. She was like, "I don't watch all your videos, but it's fine." So I did ask her if do you like my videos or you hate it? She's like, "Oh, I don't watch all of them." But yeah, so that was funny. I don't know if it was the tickets that got mixed up or what, or maybe I didn't book them properly, but I was seated right at the front of the seats nearest the screen, and I never watch films, never, maybe once before in my life, but I don't watch films at the cinema sitting right at the front. I'm usually sitting at the back, and this was like one of the premium seating. This was like the best screen, the Super Lux or something it's called. I have not been there for the first time. It was the first time I've been there in years. So yeah, I was sitting right at the front. I was like, there must be some mistake. Maybe did I book it wrong? Was the seating plan not kind of clear when I was booking it? Somehow I ended up right at the front. So that was annoying. Second thing is, I didn't get to see the Tenet, Chris Nolan's Tenet. I thought it was going to show at the beginning of this, but they never. So that was again another disappointment. My microphone sounds weird. Why does it sound weird? Let me know. Can you hear me okay? See, Mr. Grumpy, if you're just lying that my microphone doesn't sound right, I talk in a cave. What are you talking about? Sounds like the mic is off. Why? Oh, wait a minute. It's because microphone, so hopefully now you can hear me properly, hopefully. It was my camera. It was my camera that was picking up the audio. Now it's my microphone. Okay, better. So, yeah. Okay, bingo, says Mad Boy too. So there's so much in this film. Hmm. There is so much in this film because obviously what happens when Ryan Johnson goes off script? Well, the thing is, they let the cat out the bag. They said we didn't have a clear idea what we were going to do with this trilogy from the beginning, so they kind of made it up as they went along. Yeah, my eyes hurt a little bit from watching this film. So J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, they come in and they try to do as much as they can to sort things out. I don't know. The film feels like a montage of everything they wanted to do, and they're kind of going through it as quick as possible. I don't know. Maybe there's a. It's only 2 hours and 15 minutes. What? I don't know. Maybe I think that's not right. That is not. I hope Chris Terrio hasn't been. He's on the wrong end again of a studio interference, because I couldn't believe it. I mean, the film felt longer than it felt. The pacing was not right. It felt longer than it was, but still, it was only 2 hours 15 minutes. The score by John Williams. Couldn't really care less about the score. It has all the kind of familiar themes and blah blah blah, but I just thought it was nothing memorable, nothing great. The effect, the look of the film was very like you see this poster here, right? It's mainly that kind of bluish tint, dark, very dark film. Even when they go to that desert planet and the kind of festival is going on, and it's very colourful, but as soon as they get there, immediately they go to a night setting and it's all dark again. So the whole film was very, I would say, I know but some of you are going to go like, what? But The Last Jedi was a better looking film than this. A certain character is shrouded in darkness and flashes of light constantly through. Well, in the few scenes that this character is in, there's constant flashing. It's like, what is this? I didn't understand. Like, what? Why are you showing this character in this way? Daisy Ridley was fine. Finn was. I don't know. Oscar Isaac as Poe Dameron was probably one of the better characters in this film. His performances, he had more to do. Finn was. They just gave up. Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, all good. Even the Zora Bliss character, what was the actress's name? Let me just check. Zora Bliss, Kerry Russell, and she kept her helmet on throughout the film. So that was cool. And her and Poe have got this kind of thing going on, and it was like, if you saw this character in the animated series, you'd be like, oh, cool. She comes across as a bit of a badass. RTLW says, did it make you feel sad at all? Yeah, sad that it was rushed and it was badly paced, and this was the end of the Star Wars saga, the Skywalker saga. So in that way, yeah. There was this what character? There was this character. His name was Baba Nook or something. Baba Nook. Let me see the full cast. little puppet character. Better than Baby Yoda. Baba Frick. Oh, it's actually played by Shirley Henderson, whoever she is. She's a young actress. Oh no, she's young. She's not young. She looks quite young. Shirley Henderson. Okay. Okay. So she played the voice of Babu Frick, which is a really funny little puppet character. Finn just kept shouting a lot. The first half of this, well, not first half, but I'll go through as much as I can, non-spoiler, and then we'll go into the spoilers, because I know some people here probably haven't watched it. In general, is it better than Last Jedi? It's a different feel of a film. It's very different. You know, Lando is in there, and he's got a few scenes. I thought it was fine, but I don't know. Again, like I say, I would probably want to rewatch it, not in a way like I remember when I saw Last Jedi. The first time I saw it, I was like, was that really as bad as I thought it was? Had to go and watch it the next day. I was like, yeah, this is bad. And this time round, it's like I watched it and I was like, okay. Wouldn't mind rewatching it, but there's a lot of things that I liked, things that I didn't like. I haven't watched anyone else's reviews, but the plot wasn't as... I was hearing people say the plot and the story is crammed with, transmitters and doodads and woodads. I thought it was fairly simple. I kind of understood what everyone was trying to do, so that's fine. There was one line that was quite funny that really stood out. I was like, I don't know if that's a little dig at Last Jedi or what. I'll go into it in the spoilers. But you know what? I think the ending, the very last minute of the film, is really going to piss off Star Wars fans, like some Star Wars fans. You know, the certain YouTube channels. It's an odd way. Like, how? Why? What are you talking about? No. The last thing she says, Daisy Ridley. I'm not aware. It's not kind of blatantly obvious if they course corrected anything, but I wasn't kind of looking out for it. So Event Horizon is asking, is it better for the people that liked the prequels or the sequels? I don't know. For other people, I don't know. I can't speak for them. Did the saber fights suck again? I thought they were alright, but again, I was sitting right at the front with this huge screen in my face. I was like, I can't really tell. So the lightsaber fights were fine. They were cool. They were cool enough. The fight between Rey and Kylo on top of the destroyed Death Star with the waves and everything, that was quite cool. The jumping from one side to the other. Do you? I mean, it's been about 16 minutes. I've kind of talked about it as much as I can, spoiler free. Like I say, performances were fine. Finn was nothing. There was nothing for Finn to do. Not in my opinion. I liked everyone in this film pretty much. Was there any? Well, we'll get to that one character that was a bit odd, the way it was filmed. Rose Tico wasn't. She didn't have anything to do much that was. Fanboys will not be upset with her in this film in any way, because she doesn't really say much or do much. But I think that last scene is just going to annoy people. Like, what are you talking about? One character dies in a way that's like questionable. Man, you guys, I don't know, but you know what? Maybe Avengers Endgame? Even though, I don't... Even Avengers Endgame had more kind of joyous moments in it compared to this. If that makes sense. I would say The Force Awakens is still better. The Force Awakens is probably the only Disney Star Wars film that I would want to rewatch and have kind of, even though, yeah, I know it is like that, the New Hope kind of plotting, but they should have had more dabbing. Maybe Finn could have been the dabber. So I think we have to go into spoilers now, so it's up to you guys if you want to keep watching, but yeah, we're going to go into spoilers. I haven't watched anyone else's reviews, so I might have missed things that and I like I say, I never watched all these leaks, and I never read anything, didn't watch anything. So the Tenet trailer, I haven't seen it because I wanted to watch it on the big screen, but they never showed it. So Rogue One is tear that movie apart. Garbage. There you go. Emil Johansson says Rogue One was unnecessary. Get fucking, what's his name? Donnie Yen just kind of repeating the same line over and over again. It gets a bit boring. Got Riz Ahmed. What's that actress? The lead actress? Can't remember her name. And she's like crying. She's like, it was like the worst crying I've ever seen. Yes, the Darth Vader scene was quite cool, but, even still. Okay, so let's get into spoilers for The Rise of Skywalker. Now, so the film starts, the opening crawl of this film, right? It's like, the dead speak, the galaxy has heard the message from the Emperor Palpatine. I was like, what? That's how you're going to start? that's how you're going to start this film. It's like then it kind of makes you feel, did I miss an episode? Did what? The Emperor? Like, I know we've been seeing him in the trailers, but if you go in and this is the first thing you see, like, he's not even kind of slowly kind of built up in any way. It's there, the opening crawl, the Emperor's back. So the opening crawl, again, is a strange way to open it. Again, like I said, Oscar Isaac had more to do in this film. Finn had nothing to do. Rose Tico had nothing. Well, they did do things, but it's like... Well, I guess Finn had things to do, like, towards the end. But Daisy Ridley and Kylo Ren... Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, Rey and Kylo Ren. All the Reylos will be happy because they kiss at the end for something.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Cedric. I can't stay. How was it as a cinephile and as a fan? As a fan, I'll give my rating straight right now. I would say about a 7 out of 10. A 0.5 above The Last Jedi. The dark Rey, the Sith Rey, a vision that she has, which was very, Return of the Jedi, was it? Where Luke fights himself, or he fights Darth Vader, and he turns out it's him underneath the mask. Let's see, JL says, did you cringe at the I'm all the Jedi? Because they copied Endgame? What? Yeah. So the story is that the Emperor, the very first, I think it's the first scene, it's Kylo Ren. He's on a planet, he's wiping out all these people, and he takes this Sith tracker, or something it's called, and it leads him to a planet where all the Sith are, and Palpatine. And he goes in, and he has the aim, he has the belief that he's going to kill the Emperor because he wants to be the ruler. He wants all the power. And Palpatine, who's kind of hooked up to there's some kind of machine, this kind of cute electrical cubicle or something, and he convinces him, you need to find Rey and bring her to me. And he says, I'm the voice that's been inside your head all this time, right? He says that to Kylo Ren. So later in the film, can you not tell that what Kylo Ren is thinking, that he might be conflicted and this and that? A Sith tracker, how does that work? I don't know. It's just a little triangle cube type thing, and it shows little beeps and bloops, and then you follow it wherever. So they have, so that there's only two of these trackers. Kylo Ren already has one, so they need to find the other one, right? The other one was, I think it was some kind of Sith sympathizer character who, he went looking for it, or he found it, and Luke and Lando were also after this guy. That's the kind of backstory that Lando tells the team, and so anyway, Rey and Finn and everyone, they end up finding this second tracker. Oh, it's on the Death Star, that's it. But it leads them, after much this going back and forth from one planet to another, they end up with the wreckage of the Death Star, and Rey goes in there, and she picks it up, and then she's facing this evil Rey, and they have a little fight, and that's it. And then she falls, and Kylo Ren is there. He picks up the tracker, and then they have their fight on top of the Death Star with the waves, and they're jumping through the waves. It was quite good. They also meet this character. What's her name? Is it Jannah? I think it's Jannah. And she's also a former stormtrooper, right? And she's it's this character, the one with the afro, and she's on the horse, and she was also a stormtrooper. And her and Finn have a little conversation about what it was like abandoning the First Order. And her costume is horrible. I'm sorry. She's got this kind of a metal plate on her head, and she's got a metal little plate on her arm. I looked at it. I was like, why are you wearing that? And she's got like this cape that looks like a tarp. Really bad design. Meanwhile, Zora Bliss, who looks an awesome female bounty hunter. Yeah, Jannah. And at the end, when everyone's, everyone's celebrating, she's sitting there, and Lando, they have this conversation, and Lando goes, so who are you? She says, I don't know who I am, because she was taken from her family or whatever by the First Order. So Lando says, well, let's go and find out. And she smiles. And I'm thinking, so you're just another Finn, but you had 3 films to tell the story of Finn, and you didn't really say anything. You hardly know anything about Finn, and now here's another character, a former stormtrooper. Oh, now we're going to find out about her in a spin-off or something, like a I don't know, animated show or TV show. Who's this super chat coming in? Let the little jingle play. Where are you, Brie Larson?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Danny Neba, $10. He says, hope you're well and happy holidays. I've seen mixed reviews. I am still undecided on seeing this. My favourite Star Wars film is The Last Jedi. How does it compare? Your favourite Star Wars film is The Last Jedi? Are you sure? Better than Empire Strikes Back? Better than Return of the Jedi? I think Danny's trolling. They did try to put way too much into this film. Like I said, it feels like a kind of montage of things that they wanted in the previous film. Oh, the Knights of Ren? Are you serious? Well, what did they do? They just did you see them? They don't even speak. They just pose around, and that's it. And what I'm thinking is they were probably supposed to be in episode 8. I thought they were going to be like characters who actually interact with Kylo Ren, and they're his followers or their former friends or something. I don't know. But they don't speak. And then when it gets to the end, where Kylo Ren is running towards where Rey and the Emperor are. By the way, if you've not seen this film and you hear me talking, this probably makes no sense to you because my mind is going all over the place, right? It's not that kind of review where I tell you everything that happened in chronological order. But yeah. So when it comes to Kylo Ren, he's running towards where the Emperor and Rey are, but he gets, the Knights of Ren are in his way, and they have a fight. It means nothing because I don't know anything about these guys. How awesome would it have been if these guys were his, like the Wraiths in Lord of the Rings, something like that, where every time they turn up, it's like they're so menacing that you feel something's going to happen, something's going to go wrong. But nothing happens. They're useless. So when they have this fight with Kylo Ren, there's no emotion in it. There's no... him fighting his former friend, his former brothers, something like that. It could have been awesome. But they didn't. And another wasted opportunity. The shites of Ren. That is true. The shites of Ren. How awesome would that have been if, they were his friends, his former brothers, and they got torn apart because Kylo Ren, he gets saved by Rey. And that's another thing, right? So a very Chris Terrio Batman v Superman moment comes up in this film, right? So Rey and Kylo Ren, they're fighting on top of the Death Star, the abandoned, destroyed Death Star. Waves are crashing all over the place, and Kylo Ren gets the better of Rey. She's on the ground. He's about to strike her, and then, he hears Leia, right? And Leia is like, she's using the Force to get inside his head and say, just stop. And because of that, she falls and she dies. And he feels it. And Rey feels it as well. Okay, so that's the end of Leia. That's how they got rid of Leia. That's the end of Leia, like that. So Rey stabs him. Right? She stabs Kylo Ren as he's, distracted. And you think he's about to die as well. But Rey, she heals him because earlier she healed this snake type thing in the caves. So she has healing power, so she decides to heal him, right? And it's a really nice moment because I didn't know how they were going to redeem Kylo Ren, but they managed a good, decent job, kind of. And she says, "I didn't save Kylo. I saved Ben." She says, "I saved Ben." So she gets into the ship, his ship, and flies off. And, Kylo's left there. And so we go away, something else happens, then we come back to him, and he's still standing there at the top of this ship, on top of the Death Star. And then you hear Harrison Ford, right? Han Solo. But he's not a Force ghost, right? He's not a... He's like a vision inside...
Thank you very much.
Oh, Danny Neba, $2. Return of the Jedi. Yes, thank you. Return of the Jedi is your favourite. I was like, what? So yeah, Harrison Ford cameo. And he's like, Kylo Ren is dead, but my son is still alive. Ben is still alive. And they have a similar kind of talk like they did in Force Awakens. But this time, Kylo Ren takes his lightsaber and he throws it into the ocean. And it was a very Batman v Superman type moment because it was like, when Henry Cavill is in, Clark Kent goes to that kind of snowy mountain and then he comes across Kevin Costner, Jonathan Kent, and they have that talk. Very, very, very kind of similar. So I'm sure people will make the comparison there on Twitter, side by side. So he was. I was at first. I was like, is Han Solo a Force ghost? No, I think it was Kylo Ren. His own imagination was kind of having a conversation with Han Solo, I think. So that was the moment. Well, this whole scene with with Leia dying, and then seeing Harrison Ford, Han Solo. It was kind of the moment that Kylo Ren gets he's saved from the dark side. I don't know if it's. I'd like to see what other people are saying about it, because I thought it was alright. I think it worked. And then, so Daisy Ridley, her what's her name, Rey, goes back to the island that was in the Last Jedi, where the scriptures were, the Jedi scriptures.
Thank you very much.
Angel Cortez, thank you, $2. What is this Star Wars you're speaking of? This. So Rey, she wants to throw the lightsaber, and she's burning everything. She's like, she destroys the Kylo Ren ship that she came in. She's burning that down, and she's throwing other things into it, and she's about to throw her lightsaber into it, and then guess who catches it? Luke Skywalker, Force Ghost. And she's like, "Oh, I'm going to do what you did. I'm going to stay here because I'm scared of who I am." Because Kylo Ren told her, "You're What did he tell her? Can't even remember. I think it was him who tells her, "You're Palpatine's granddaughter." Yes. What's it? Man, my head's all messed. It's a jumble. It's like they crammed so much into it, and now I can't even remember what sequence of events it was. Jose M says, "Has Doctor Who seen it?" Spoiler review from both of us. Well, if he's online, we could Skype in. So, and then we get these flashbacks that, so anyway, so Luke has this conversation with Rey. He gives her Leia's lightsaber, so now she has two lightsabers, and they have this little flashback of when Luke was training Leia. They've got all the CGI faces on. They take the helmets off, and you've got the CGI faces underneath. The young Luke and young Leia. And I can't remember what Luke says to her. I think he says, "We knew that you were Palpatine's granddaughter." I was like, okay, but we saw good in you. Me and Leia both knew, and we saw good in you, something like that. So, even though she's destroyed Kylo Ren's ship, the Sith tracer was still in there, the one that Kylo Ren had, and she goes in and she picks it up. I was like, oh, awesome. So now she can go and find this planet where Palpatine is. Exor or something it's called. So she goes there, she finds Palpatine. And not only Palpatine, apparently all the Sith are here present. I think that's what all these hundreds and thousands of Siths watching as if it's a football game going on, stadium-like. And again, Palpatine was like, I can't remember if he explained how he survived. I think they just said, sod it, he's alive and that's it. That's all you need to know. And it's constantly like shrouded in darkness and there's lightning going on and it's like, the hell, just show the guy. Exegol, planet Exegol. What a stupid name. Sounds like some kind of washing liquid. Exegol. Rise of D's nuts.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Angel Cortez. Jeremy Jan said it's the worst Star Wars movie. Agree? Nah. It still has some good stuff in it. What is the good stuff? Like Babu Frick. I forgot his name. I keep forgetting his name. Babu Frick, yeah. Dominic Monaghan. Oh yeah, here's the thing, right? So Oscar Isaac, Poe Dameron, he's explaining to everyone what our plan is, how we're going to take down the First Order, right? And I think it's Dominic Monaghan who says, why don't we just do why don't we pull off some Holdo maneuvers, referencing, Laura Dern's Holdo, when she turned the ship around and suicide bombed the crap out of the other ship. And someone shouts, "No, that's a 1 in a million chance." I was like, I was like, is that a dig? A dig at Rian Johnson? Is that a dig at Last Jedi? Yeah. Holdo maneuvers. No, that's a 1 in a million chance. So I don't know if you guys saw that scene, if you heard it. Who else was in this film? Lupita Nyong'o, her Maz Kanata, oh yeah, General Hux. They have this thing where they're getting reports from a spy within the First Order who's spying for the Resistance, the rebels. And there's a moment in the film where you think Chewie's dead, but no, it was he was on another carrier and he got taken to the First Order, and so they've imprisoned Chewie on this ship. So when the gang gets on the ship, they get split up and they get captured and this and that. And just when you think Finn and Poe are going to get executed, General Hux kills the stormtroopers and he's like, "I am the spy." And they were like, "I knew it." But he's not spying because he hates the First Order. He's leaking things to the rebels because he hates Kylo Ren. So he gets shot in the leg by Finn because he thinks, "Oh, that'll be my cover. I'll tell Richard E. Grant, who's one of the generals, oh, they got away." But no, Richard E. Grant just shoots him. He says, "Oh, we found our spy." Man, Richard E. Grant could have been a really good Admiral Thrawn. Is that his name? But no, he dies as well. The droids in this film. C-3PO, he's funny. R2-D2 doesn't have much to do. BB-8 is good. But that hairdryer, what's his name? Dio or something his name is? Garbage. Absolute shit. Horrible design, horrible voice. This is Twilight level of writing. I've not watched Twilight, so I wouldn't know. Yeah, there was no Captain Phasma. No return for Captain Phasma here. All that hype for a silver stormtrooper. Well, it was Ryan Johnson who killed her, so it's like... Let me just... I took a screenshot of something. What was it? Oh, yeah. The Shites of Ren. It's a good one. And you know, so the end battle is like the fight. The TIE fighters and the ships and the flying and the shooting. It was just kind of, oh, we've seen this. It's just more of the same. Nothing new. It's really disappointing. It's just like they don't know what more to do. Like they don't have any good ideas. You got you know, when the ships are all destroyed and you see them blowing up in the sky, we go to the Ewoks planet, and the Ewoks, you see two Ewoks hugging or something. So that was the one time you saw the Ewoks. Would it have been so hard to kill off Rey and make Boyega the main character? He was more interesting even if he was garbage too. I don't know how they could have... they had no plans for Finn. When they arrive on the ship to blow up the satellite or something that's controlling something, I don't know. And he does some shooting with his gun and running around shooting, and that's about it. Oscar Isaac should have been the main character. He's definitely the better actor of everyone.
Thank you very much.
Of all the characters, he's probably the best. Thank you, Ronaldo Martinez. Everything Disney since Avengers are garbage. Yes, George, this is a spoiler chat, so sorry if you didn't see that, but yes. We talking spoilers. So, like I said earlier, I mean, the look of the film, I'd say Last Jedi is a better looking film. But when it comes to the overall film, The Force Awakens is the better of all these three films. Are you going to make a sad Campea troll video with Shorty or Randall? I think talking about listening to too much Star Wars is, I think, everyone here at Film Gob would just go crazy. There's only so much we can listen to. This one or Last Jedi? Last Jedi is just nuts and bad and some good moments, and Rise of Skywalker is just rushed and yeah. There's so much potential and they messed it up. Like I just gave you a really good idea of what, you know, the Knights of Ren could have been. Like why it's just full of odd things. Like why are you putting your helmet back together? You smashed it in the second film, so why are you putting it back together? Or get a new one, get a new helmet. Oh, that's ridiculous looking thing on your head. Yeah, Matt Smith's not in the film. Where was Matt Smith? At first I thought, you know, when the Emperor, he faces off against Rey and Kylo, he drains them of their power or something, and they fall, and you think, okay, I guess this is where Matt Smith is going to be revealed as a very, very, very young Emperor. Like he's youthful again or something. No. I actually thought he was in the film. So, you know, you had this one that you probably saw the thumbnail that I put up. Don't overthink it. That's what one critic said. Don't overthink it. The hell are you talking about? This isn't the Avengers. This isn't Marvel. This is supposed to be Star Wars. Of course we're going to overthink it. Of course we're going to discuss it. It was kind of odd, you know, like, could Palpatine not, like, if he says, oh, I've been the voices in your head all this time, Kylo Ren, I've been the voices, I was Snoke. I don't know if he was literally saying I was Snoke, but maybe he was, what he meant was he was manipulating Snoke, or he was something like that, I don't know. But he's, you know, Palpatine is so powerful. And there is one scene where they're kind of communicating, but they're not in front of each other. Or you can hear Palpatine's voice when Kylo Ren is just standing in a corridor. So that means, you know, that means Palpatine could have been seeing what Kylo Ren was up to all the time. So that's, I don't know if that's... At least Terio is going to speak about the Snyder Cut now. That's all that matters. Yeah! Yes, King! So yes, here come... So what happened... Yeah. So the Emperor, he drains both of them of their energy because he
Thank you very much.
Black Dynamite says, do Rey and Kylo shag? No. No, they do not. Oh, what was someone talking about? A no sex scene something about it's just SJWs talking crap on Twitter. But yeah, there was a gay kiss. So when everyone's celebrating, there's two women who kiss. Blink and you miss it. And now you've got someone, I think it was Hollywood Reporter, Star Wars makes history. Like, what the hell are you talking about? There's never been a gay kiss in cinema ever? Are you serious? Zack Snyder did it in the beginning of Watchmen. Oh yeah, it was Elizabeth Banks that said something. Can't remember. So what was I saying? So the Emperor, he's like all, and he.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jose M. Yes, Terry can talk about the Snyder Cut now. Thank you for your $2. So he just kind of force blasts Kylo Ren, right? And Kylo Ren goes flying into the distance, off the edge into this abyss, and you don't see him for a while, for the rest of the finale, and Rey starts talking to the Force and all the Jedis and the Yodas, and you hear the voices of Yoda and Luke and everything talking about you're powerful, rise, Jedi. So she gets up and she says, I am all the Jedi or something. She has the two lightsabers and she's resisting the electrical blasts from the Emperor, and she basically turns it back onto him, these blasts, and he just melts Palpatine face like. So you see him die this time. Chris Tuckman is in denial about how truly bad it is. I will watch all the reviews from the big YouTubers, from the small YouTubers. And he says people might like it more in the future. Is it? Maybe. I didn't think that they could, how do you redeem Kylo Ren? But I think they did a good job in some ways. Because they did bring back Harrison Ford for this one final scene with his son. Han Solo and Ben. It was a nice moment, emotional. And so the Emperor dies. It causes this blast all around this kind of cave or venue, sports arena, whatever it is, and all the Siths get blasted as well. So are you trying to tell me all the Siths were there? So everything falls apart, crumbles, and even Rey, she falls. She's dead. And then Kylo Ren, he comes out of the abyss, right? From the edge of the cliff or whatever he was. And he walks over. And he sits down, he picks Rey up. And then he heals. He uses his healing power to bring Rey back to life. No one's ever really gone, oh yeah, what did audience say about you? Now, it was just one staff member. She was like, I was just going in, right? So I wanted to go to the screen. And I saw her. Okay, I was because I've not been to Odeon cinemas in like years, and I saw her, so I was going to ask her, which way to the screen, and she's like, "You're that guy from YouTube. I know you." I was like, it's kind of a weird feeling when some random stranger says that they know you from YouTube. So I said, do you like my channel? I hate it. She's like, oh, I watched some videos, not all of them, but it's good. I was like, all right. So that was good. But I don't know, man. This film was just rushed. 2 hours and 15 minutes. Is that it? I thought it was going to be like 2.5, 3 hours even. There must be some kind of extended cut. I don't think you're going to get any more of Knights of Ren, which is really odd. They turn up, they don't say anything, and that's it. I like the bit where so the Knights of Ren, they've kicked the shit of Kylo Ren, and Rey, she senses him at this time. So they've got Kylo Ren kind of surrounded. Meanwhile, Rey is over there with Palpatine, Palpatine's expecting her to strike him down, so she can become, because she is his granddaughter, and he wants her to strike him down, kill him, and then she will become the Empress. With she had that vision of her in the cloak and double lightsaber. So just when you think she's got the lightsaber in her hand, she goes like that, and then disappears. The lightsaber disappears. You think, what? And then you cut to Kylo Ren, and he got her lightsaber now. He's got, I think it's the Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, and he's like, and he starts fighting with the Knights of Ren. I like that moment. That was quite cool, because somehow they can like take things from each other, even though they're like apart, and they're having like this talk like they did in episode 8. They can't see each other where they are, but they can talk to each other, and if they kind of reach in, they can grab something from each other. Is it explained how this old guy survives Death Star explosion and burning into a reactor? I don't think they did. I think it's like you can see his hands are all burned and everything. And he's just like slowly coming back. Because in this, what was the Exogor or whatever the planet's name was, you see these tanks, and you can see Snoke in there, and they're like, I think they're just kind of, they regenerate you or they clone you or something. So that's where Palpatine has been all these years. I'm not even thinking about Rise of Skywalker's box office, don't really care. Star Wars directed by Tarantino. He's kind of backtracking on the Star Trek script that was being talked about. How busy was the screening? Yeah, it was pretty much full, but it was a smaller. I think it was like their biggest screen, but I don't know if it's biggest. Like, it was the comfortable chairs, so it wasn't like plenty of elbow room, recliner chairs, nice little swivel table that you can put your drink in and your snacks, and the screen was up there, so I had to like I said earlier, I'm sure I booked it for the back row, but somehow I was sitting here at the front for some reason. So from what I could see, it was, when I looked back, it was full from what I could see. But this was like 2 p.m. in the afternoon on a Thursday, so it is. Jacob says the third act destroyed the movie. I didn't even know where the first act ended and the second act began and the third act ended. I wasn't like. There was so much in the film, so much crammed in. It didn't have another Death Star. It was like the original Death Star that was destroyed, and it was in the sea. It was more a planet or some kind of a hideout where the Palpatine was. Well, there was a Star Destroyer with a Death Star laser, yeah. Yeah. And that's when the rebels come, just when Oscar Isaac, Poe thinks everything's... he's like, I thought we could do it, but we can't. Then Lando comes in the Millennium Falcon and all these ships everywhere. And then they launch their attack and they start taking out the cannons. So was there anything else you guys wanted to discuss about Rise of Skywalker? Like I say, I would give it a 7 out of 10. But it's too much too late. Lucasfilm. How would I rank all 9 movies? Let's not go there. It's another video altogether. You pirated it on eBay? No, not eBay. Pirate Bay. Let's see if I can find any torrents for it. It's not loading for me, so sod it. So I'm going to go and watch all these reviews, see what other people are saying. Star Wars sit out the Rise of Skywalker boycott. Kathleen Kennedy throws George Lucas under the bus. What else are people saying? What a mess. Disney stuffed up. So yeah, I don't know how many of you listen to the Film Junk podcast. And I was just listening to the recent episode that came out yesterday. And they're reviewing a film called Waves. After they reviewed that, they talk about the Star Wars fandom. Because I don't know why, but they actually go into detail about, geeks and gamers, and even play a clip of Jeremy talking about Trump with someone. And so it's weird to it's like I'm listening to Film Junk, but they're talking about these YouTube channels that are, and they're talking about, is all the anger and the rage about Star Wars on YouTube, is it just about the quality of the film, or is it more? Is it, they really they rip the piss out of gimps and gamers. Did I retweet it? I'll retweet it on Twitter. Tundra says, I like that scene when Luke uses the Force to lift the X-Wing. He does that for Rey. Tomorrow The Lighthouse hits Amazon. It's about time. I want to watch that. See you later, Richard. I think Shorty should have a Gimps and Gamers series of videos. So I've retweeted Film Junk's tweet where they link you to their podcast. Listen to the part where they start talking about geeks and gamers. I think the timestamp is in the link on their page. I am not sending any torrents. So Anakin's voice is in the movie and Qui-Gon Jinn. This is like an unintentional ASMR stream. Yes. So I think we'll leave it there. I'm sure that, like I say, you can't really talk about Star Wars in like an hour, especially the way I talk, which is very calm. I guess I needed someone like Dr. Ooze. Maybe we'll do another stream, me and Dr. Ooze or someone else can come in, talk about the film a bit more, because I'm sure there's lots to cover that I've missed. Everyone's going to have their own opinions, viewpoints, and they're going to attack the film from this angle and that angle, and blah. But I just thought it was okay. The part, and at the end, I didn't mention this. At the end, Rey goes back to Luke's home planet. What was it? Tatooine, whatever it is. She goes to his little hut in the desert, and she takes the two lightsabers, ties them up, and sinks them into the sand. And this woman's passing by, and she's like, "Who are you?" She's like, "My name is Rey." She's like, "Rey what?" And Rey looks into the kind of side, and she sees the Force ghost of Leia and Luke, and she says, Skywalker. I'm Skywalker. I'm Ray Skywalker. Or something. I was like, are you serious? What? So I'm sure the gimps and gamers of YouTube will be that'll trigger them a lot, quite a bit. Ray Skywalker. I don't blame them, but you know they're going to go overboard. Did people clap? No, they didn't. No. We don't have audiences like that. Palpatine looks like he gained weight. Yes. He looked a bit odd. A bit chubby. Sorry, I'm just tweeting. Sorry. Where am I? I've not watched anything from Red Letter Media in quite some time. Couldn't care less. So yeah, I think we'll leave it there. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Like I say, lots to talk about. Probably not covered everything in this review, but it's spoiler chat. So, but thanks for tuning in. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Letterboxd. You can subscribe to us or become a monthly patron on patreon.com/filmgob. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, it's going to be interesting over the next few days. You know, I watched this film and I was like, okay. But I can't really say anything more than that. It was rushed. It was sloppy. It was crammed full of ideas, characters, character arcs. Just a sad way to end Star Wars. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. I'm Shaker, and I will catch you later.